Hey, how's it going, guys? Dan Kitajima here, back with another episode of How to Grow Your Insurance Agency. Today, I want to talk to you guys about the 3 keys to insurance sales. So my insurance agency last year did $5 million in new business premiums sold over that. And this year, we're on pace to do $6 million of new business premiums sold, but it hasn't been easy. My agency is California, and it's definitely a hard market here, but I do believe there's always opportunities when this comes to challenges. It's a good time for us to really sharpen our skills and get better at sales. And when things open up, it'll be a lot easier. But I just wanted to go over with you guys what I went over with my team is sales tips. And there's so many sales tips out there and a lot of ways to sell more insurance. But I just want to simplify it as much as possible and only go over the 3 most important steps when it comes to insurance sales. So let's get right into it. The first sales tip that I have for you guys is to understand them. Now, this is something that we have to do early on in the conversation and make no assumptions here. I think agents get in a lot of trouble when we just automatically assume that it's just about price. The prospect just wants the lowest price. There's got to be a reason why they're shopping for insurance, and we want to use that reason to our advantage as much as possible. What we want to do is find out their pain point. So some of these questions we could ask is, what is your current insurance situation? Can I ask you why you're shopping around? Besides price, is there anything else that's important to you? And really find out what their situation is. We just don't want to go into a quote without having that conversation. And it is truly a skill to get that information out of them. It's almost like playing poker and you want to find out what hands they have. And getting that information is truly a skill by making them feel comfortable opening up to you. Because once you open up, then it's so much easier to close them. So whatever their situation is, one of the things that I teach my agents to do is emphasize their pain. There's got to be a situation where they're on the phone with you. It could be a non-renewal, it could be a rate increase, it could be a lapse of coverage. Whatever the situation is, you really want to emphasize that pain, because if there's no pain, there's no action, and if there's no action, there's no sale. Maybe it's a non-renewal. Oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear about that. There's so many non-renewals going on. That's terrible what they did to you. Let me see what I could do for you, because yeah, we only have to this date. So thank you for letting me know that. And so sorry to hear about that. Really emphasize that pain. And if you kind of go too nonchalant about their situation, then that urgency wouldn't be there, and then they wouldn't take action, which means not getting the policy from you. It could be a rate increase. Oh my God, so sorry. Yeah, rate increases are so high these days, and my insurance rates went up too, and I just want to try to see if I can help you find a better rate and go over your coverages so you're better protected too. Emphasize the reason why they're shopping. No insurance. I'm so worried about you. You know, on my way to work, there's a couple of accidents, and being without insurance is so scary. So let me see what I could do to try to get you covered as soon as possible. There's going to be a situation, bad claim service, whatever the situation is, you really want to emphasize that and not just hear them out while they're shopping and go right into just information gathering. But why is it that you're shopping? Justify them that makes sense. Really emphasize the reason they're shopping. And at the end of the conversation, remind them why they're shopping and use that close. So I understand your policy is getting non-renewal October 15th. So great, would you like to go ahead and get this policy started October 15th? Or if you don't have insurance, so yeah, I remember that you don't have any insurance, would you like to go ahead and get it started right away? Whatever the pain is, you're gonna be able to use that as a reason that they should act and get the policy with you. So yeah, that's what I'm basically talking about here, is know what they want and give it to them. The biggest mistake is trying to think that they just want to save money. And a lot of agents that I have hired and trained in the past, and the top performers, they are the ones, they don't have the scarcity mindset where they feel themselves that insurance cost is very expensive. A lot of top performers, well, maybe because they're top performers, make more money, so they feel, and sometimes spend it too, but they feel money comes and goes. But when you have a scarcity mindset where you don't want to spend any money and you truly feel that insurance is expensive, that feeling is going to come across to them, and you're almost unselling the policy. Having the belief that money is all over the place and not believing that, hey, this cost of insurance is not much compared to the value you get, that's also very important too. And we really don't want to transfer that energy of scarcity to them as well. So don't make any assumptions. Really try to understand what is the reason they're on the phone with you. Once you really understand them, then you could really help them. And that's what this profession is all about. Number two, all right, is to care about them. So this is something I believe in, just helps in all areas of life, but you really want to have genuine interest in helping them out. So that's also part of the reason you want to know what their situation is so you can help them too. I think one of the things that we could do to show them that we care about them is to make the conversation as pleasant as possible. And that's just a form of caring about them, because you don't want them to go through a brutal purchasing situation or something that's not fun. The most easiest thing for me is to compliment them. I mean, it's free to compliment them. Who doesn't like to get complimented? So whenever you have this opportunity, obviously you want to be genuine in a situation, but if they live in a nice neighborhood, compliment them that they're doing a great job, being able to afford living there. Great car there, great home there, great family. If you're selling life insurance, compliment them. Hey, you're such a great dad, you're such a great mom, you're taking care of your kids. Wow, like you're only 23 and you're getting insurance on your own. That's amazing. There's just so many things you could compliment them, but it's going to go a long ways as far as them feeling good about themselves. And that's a form of caring about them. Being respectful and kind, this is an easy one too. This should be a no-brainer, but if they're older than you, calling them Mr. or Mrs., saying a lot of thank yous. Okay, what's the VIN number? Okay, thank you for providing that to me. Sending me a picture of that. Okay, thank you. Just politeness, just really basics of just saying please, thank yous, sorries. It's just a way to treat people, and that goes a long ways too when you're dealing with prospects on the phone, because again, they're not excited to call you. They're not looking forward to calling insurance companies to get a quote. So at least make the experience pleasant for them and less painful as them as possible. And the last one is probably the most difficult one. So the last one is going to be to entertain them. Now this is again very difficult, but I do notice my top sales agents are really great at making people laugh. You don't want to be obviously trying to be a comedian, but be witty or find situations within the conversation where it kind of flows naturally in the conversation. And I do believe that if you can make them laugh, you can make them buy. So finding different situations there, connecting with them, finding humor or saying an interesting story. Some of the best sales agents have an interesting voice, but entertaining them is something that really makes a difference, and it's really easier said than done. I think using humor is going to be a way to be able to open them up, make connection with them, and they're going to feel comfortable. So you really cared about them by being nice to them. If you can make them laugh, that's a huge plus too. And then the last step is a step that a lot of agents forget to do. You're really not going to get the deal if you don't have this part done, part of the game, which is to close them. Now, this is a situation where you just have to ask for it. Okay, I think a lot of agents do not go for the close, or they feel bad about it, they feel awkward about it, but the best sales organizations, they all talk the importance of closing the deal. We have to ask for it. No one's going to say, okay, how do I get this started? They don't know how to start an insurance policy. Okay, you really literally have to walk them through. Okay, this is the next step, this is the next step, this is the next step, here we go, buying. So we have to go towards that direction and really hold their hand towards that direction, because at any moment where they're confused of what's going to happen next, you're going to get that, I'm going to think about it, because the process wasn't explained clearly enough. So we want to understand what the process is very well and communicate that with them and constantly lead them towards the sale. So there's a lot of different ways you can ask for the sale. You have to wait for the right timing too. Obviously, everything has to be approved by underwriting. There's so many guidelines there. Would you like to go ahead and get this started today? How would you like to take care of that? Would you like to use a Visa, MasterCard, or check by phone? If it's a non-standard policy, do you have that in your bank account? There's just different ways to close them, but if we're not asking, they're not just going to give you the sale. And then we want to sell the dream outcome. With insurance sales, it's not really that fun to buy insurance. It never is. Especially now, you got to give them your driver's license number, a driver's license, picture of that, registration, purchase agreement, all pictures of the cars. Who knows what we're going to start asking for now. So it's such a hassle to get auto insurance now. And just kind of reminded me of the situation where, as a family, planning on going on vacation to Hawaii, which we just did, and we had a great time there. But before going, I was thinking, okay, I got to pay this much for the hotel, this much for the flights, and then we got to pack, and we got to stand in line and go through TSA, and then be in the airplane for 5.5 hours, and then get there and drive. The whole process is not something that is fun. Or if someone was trying to sell me the vacation, I wouldn't say focus on that part. But the outcome is me being with my family on the beach. That's the dream outcome. And I think when we sell insurance, we want to sell them the dream outcome, not the fact that you have to pay, the process, the pictures and all that. So what is the dream outcome for our clients? The dream outcome for somebody looking to buy insurance is that they want to get it over with. They just want to get it done. They just want to make sure it's done accurately, correctly. There's not going to be any issues in the future, and they can move on with their life. So let's sell them that dream outcome of saying, hey, yeah, we're going to set the pictures up, but we're almost there. You're almost done. You're almost going to be covered. Hey, I know we need one more for these pictures. We need the registrations missing for this car, but we're almost done. After this, I will stop following up with you. I'll stop texting you. Remind them that, hey, we're almost there. We're almost there. Instead of selling the process and, hey, you got to pay and all the stuff that has to go, really reminding them that you're going to get this done. I'm going to help you get it done. And I think that is very important, to sell the vacation, not the process. At the end, also congratulate them. It's a whole process that they had to go through to get insurance. It's also, hey, thank you so much for choosing us, but it's also congratulations. You got your policy started with us. So it hasn't been an easy year for insurance sales, but I'm telling you guys that this is the type of year that you're gonna have to sharpen your skills. The hard market is really when the champions are made, and when things open up, they're the ones that can be really ready to blow up in this industry. There's so many opportunities, different lines of insurance that you're learning right now. Maybe your customer service retention game has been improving too. Those are the types we're doing, but we can't forget, keep selling policies, keep adding new business policies to the books. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And as always, please like and subscribe. Until next time, let's get it. Stay hungry.